All right, today, April 28th, 2024, coming at you for the live stream. It's probably going to be my last live stream for a while. I don't know when I'll be back for the streams, but I think probably around when the Walking Dead Daryl Dixon show returns. So, I always post in the YouTube comments, or I do a post in the section for posts, I guess, on the channel. And I just always have that communication. It's always important to have communication with everybody. It's always one of those things where communication is key, and a lot of times problems arise from failure to communicate or a problem with communications. Like, how many movies or shows has there been a misunderstanding because of communication or something there too, and then it's half of the movie, a bunch of the episodes, whatever it is, happens all the time. So the Walking Dead universe is going to be part of what we talk about here, but I'll probably be making some different videos or taking a little time here because I have some stuff coming up. And it's just the right time to do it because The Walking Dead is on break. And I'm sure there's enough other channels out there talking about a bunch of nonsense, but it's what it is. And it's just interesting because, remember how many people were talking about, I think Strand's in the helicopter. Is it Strand in the helicopter? Nope. I bet Morgan's going to show up on The Ones Who Live. Nope. How many other things have people said? People watch the videos or whatever they do there, and it's just laughable. But ultimately, guys, we're here to talk about the Walking Dead universe, The Walking Dead Dead City, Daryl Dixon, other shows, other movies. So we finished Fallout, and if you have not watched Fallout on Amazon, I highly recommend it. It's kind of it's one season so far, but it's definitely something that definitely hold you over a little bit. We don't know when Dead City is going to air. We don't know when Daryl Dixon is going to air this summer, but I'm guessing Dead City will probably be at earliest end of the year, if not early next year. We don't know about the future of the Walking Dead universe, and that's okay because I just feel like it's over. But they're just trying to get a little bit left. Wait, you like The Walking Dead? Wait, it's not over. No. The main show? Yeah. Rick and Michonne? Yeah. Fear the Walking Dead? Yeah. World Beyond? Yeah. Tales of the Walking Dead? Yeah. But wait, there's still more. Keep watching. But what is there left? What is there left for it? I'm excited for the Deadpool Wolverine movie this summer. And I don't know about other stuff. House of the Dragon. That should be pretty awesome. Other than that, I just don't know what else is left to watch this year. If you guys know anything, let me know. From season 3 should hopefully be out later this year. This fall is what one of the actresses thinks, but she's not production or post-production or producer. So it would make sense though, because they've been filming since I want to say December or January, and it's April. It's going to be May on Wednesday. So that's a long time. So if they did January, February, March, April, that's 4 months. 4 months. That's enough for, if they're getting an episode every 2 weeks, is usually what I know The Walking Dead was doing. I don't know what other productions, but Monday through Friday, 10 days. I don't know if that's going to be enough episodes. I don't know how many the season is, but I'm excited for it. James asked, hey man, do you think we will get other Walking Dead characters in the spinoffs? Love your videos and streams. So thank you, James, for the support, but I hope so. I don't know what's left unless we bring other characters around. So I was talking to my wife a couple hours ago about Dead City and the Daryl Dixon show. So Daryl is going to have Carol now, and so that can only help the show. Dead City was just Daryl can carry a show, and I think Negan can carry a show, but I don't know about Maggie. Maggie was annoying to me in that show. Herschel is annoying. I don't care about Herschel at all. If they're going to make him a dark character and this nonsense, who cares, right? Early on, I know people love Carl now. Carl. But Carl was annoying up to right before he died. And that's basically gave him some good story before they killed him off to make his death impactful. But Carl, kind of annoying, really, for a bunch of seasons. Didn't really listen, didn't really do this. Chris was annoying on Fear the Walking Dead, and now Herschel annoying on there, right? So, I mean, it's just one of those things where I don't really care about the character whatsoever. Maggie, I don't know, like, is she going to help Negan or not? I don't know. But there's a lot of people that saw Negan holding a Lucille, and they're like, oh, he's got Lucille back. Yeah. It's because he's signing someone's Lucille. He has a pen. He has a Sharpie pen, and he's signing the Lucille replica bat. That doesn't mean he has a Lucille. He could be using a bat. He could be doing old Negan. But Maggie is like, what is she going to bring to the show? Negan, if you don't like Negan, do you care about the show? Like, you know, it was just one of those things where, I don't know. It's just one of those, we'll see how it plays out. But at the end of the day, it's Walking Dead shows that is still carrying it on. Like, I don't know how else to say it, but I say it in a lot of streams. Like, The Walking Dead right now feels like the video game that you completed the main story, but there's still some things left to do, like side quests. But it's just not rewarding. It's just not enough to carry over. And then you stop playing it, and you go play another game, or you go do something else. It kind of just feels that way, you know? And that's all right. But there's plenty of other shows and movies that people are going to watch on there too. We just started this documentary show kind of thing that is talking about Bon Jovi, and I'm from New Jersey, and so is Bon Jovi, and it's something that I'm interested in seeing the story of that as well. It's on Hulu, and it's I don't know how many parts it is, but we just started that yesterday. Have you watched the NFL draft? It was Thursday, Friday, Saturday, so hopefully your teams got better, at least on paper. You know, the draft is one of those things where it's the worst, overhyped, oversaturated, overkilled things. So, no, Bon Jovi's still alive. But the thing is about the draft is that it's overhyped. It's something that doesn't matter yet, but it's football, it's NFL stuff in April. And then I guess practice will start in May and June. And then preseason stuff, June, July, and then, you know, the preseason football games in August. And then the season will start in September too. So, but it's interesting to see, you know, what teams do. And it was kind of cool because it was in Detroit, and they show you Eminem and Barry Sanders and Calvin Johnson and the current Lions. And it was just cool to see the different players and everything, and Eminem representing there. And they did a good job bringing in people to make up, you know, build up the hype a little bit too. So it was pretty cool. Carol Q&A, do you think Morgan's character would have been better served on the main show? I wonder if Lenny James has regrets. I don't know. Like, so Morgan going to Fear the Walking Dead helped Fear the Walking Dead. I don't know what was going to be left for Morgan on The Walking Dead, but it was kind of cool to see, you know, him on Fear the Walking Dead and help the show. I think Morgan going to Fear the Walking Dead helped the show as much as it could. And I don't know. I like Morgan. I like Lenny James, and hopefully we'll see him again. I don't know if we're going to actually see these characters again. It feels like, because what Lenny James has said in the past, that it's going to have to be a really big story, really good story arc for him to return. And I think teaming up with Rick again and coming around, I mean, if we don't get a big major reunion on the ones who live, on Daryl Dixon, because it ain't gonna happen on Dead City, I'm guessing. It's just my guess. But Daryl Dixon would have to be where everyone comes together for little cameos or the final ending of it. So hopefully we'll find out what happens with that situation with the shows and the characters and everything, because I don't know if it's worth watching for the bulk of people. So, yeah. James asks, are you going to watch the Jake Paul Mike Tyson fight in WWE on Netflix? Is going to be awesome. So I watched Jake Paul and Mike Tyson in July. I believe it's in July. And I saw something like new rules about there's no judges and it only counts if there's a knockout. It's 16-ounce gloves, and it's 2-minute rounds, and it's certain things. So, I don't know. We'll see what happens. But And Jake Paul is, an amateur boxer fighting a professional boxer that's so old now. But if Mike Tyson catches him, it's going to be, I would guess, lights out. So we'll have to see what happens. But it's just stupid to that. Like Mike Tyson fighting Jake Paul. Like, it's just like, who cares about Jake Paul? But he does things to stay relevant, and he stays around. It's crazy. I mean, a couple years ago, Mike Tyson fought in an exhibition fight, and it was laughable. It's just like, what am I watching here? What is this? So hopefully it's not that at all. But other than that, guys, I'm going to be taking some time because, The Walking Dead's on break. And so from what I've seen for filming of Dead City is we've seen pictures of Negan, Maggie, the Croat, Armstrong, other people, the lab, a church, things there. But we don't see anything of significance. We haven't even seen Kim Coates yet. We haven't seen Dwight or Sherry if they're going to show up. We haven't seen anybody that would connect. And the good thing about the first season was the callbacks and connections with Negan. When we saw Simon, when we saw the Croat, Simon, and Negan, when we saw callbacks to The Walking Dead, that's what worked. That always works. That always works to callbacks, connections to stuff we're familiar with. That it just, even if it's far-fetched in the timeline and this and I don't know. I'm not trying to figure it out because it's nonsense. If we think about it, it's all over the place. It's not that big of a deal. I don't really care too much about it. But I would like to see a reunion with Daryl, Carol, Rick, and Michonne. And then Judith finding Daryl. Or Daryl coming home and Judith's there too. Because it's meaningful as well. But by that time, Judith, Kaylee Fleming will be 30 years old. And then Daryl will be 70 years old. So we'll see how Daryl will have one of those motorized scooters. Be tricked out in a zombie apocalypse. So, but no, we'll see what happens, what the future of it is. And we'll stay tuned for it and we'll watch it and we'll bring in the news on there as well. But other than that, guys, hopefully you're safe and sound and you're doing well. And the big thing too is stay hungry, keep working hard, keep doing stuff. Being safe, sound, and just never stop learning. Never stop growing. Never stop being a little bit better. We're not going to get it overnight, I've learned a lot on my time on YouTube. And this isn't the end of me on YouTube, but it's a break. It's a big break for YouTube because we got stuff coming up in May, and then I got stuff in June. So we got stuff on there as well, and then hopefully that time the Daryl. So I really want to know the date for when Daryl's going to return, and then we'll talk about some stuff, and hopefully we'll get a trailer and we're able to break some things. So hopefully I'll be able to make some, different videos here and there. But other than that, YouTube has been a learning experience. At first, I wasn't a YouTuber. I didn't really use YouTube to its full potential early on. I didn't really think about it, didn't really care about it. It was always a place to watch different kind of videos, and we watched different things that were basically something funny or comedic, but eventually you could watch music videos and listen to music and, watch different clips and shows and movies and whatever. And now it's turned into, business. You can do a lot of things on YouTube. And if you're thinking about doing a YouTube channel, all I can say is definitely think about what you're going to present. And you have to stand out in life, right? There's so many people, so much competition, so much stuff that's out there. What is your niche? What is your market? What are you going to do? What do you have that people want? What will they come to you for? No matter what it is, if it's YouTube or a business or some sort of thing, and that could be anything. You could be working at a regular factory, but what separates you from other people? And I love the thing in the NFL, their best ability. What is your best ability? Availability. You are available. You show up every day. You are consistent. You are just reliable. And, there's something said about that. And I don't know about so many people that are doing that. So for those who don't know, I'm a physical therapist in Florida. I'm a clinic director of an outpatient clinic. And, I have a physical therapy assistant. And a front desk person and myself, and that's all the staff we have right now. We just hired another PT, and he's a new grad, so he's going to start in July or August, and that's pretty awesome. But that's months away. He's also going to be 20 some years old, and I'm 40 some years old. So when I'm in my 40s and they're in their 20s, it's a different mindset. It's a different thing, especially a new grad versus a person who's been a therapist for coming on 15 years this summer. So, when this person's going to start, they're fresh, they're new. I've been a therapist for 15 years, and hopefully the people that we hire and work with value veteran leadership and helping others. And that's what comes with anything, in any kind of job, which is always good. Someone to teach you the odds and ends, the helpful tips and tricks, and just things that can make your life a little bit easier with the software or documentation or, whatever it is. And so hopefully the people can teach, like in a lot of movies and shows, there's like the main character, but then that main character needs guidance, help. They have the oracle or the master or the Jedi or the helpful person that can teach them things. They lost their way and they have to teach them things too. So it's just kind of a thing that in life is about that too. We're all the main character and main star of our own movie, our own show, our own story. And if you think about it like that, you're going to have trials and tribulations, but you'll get through it. No matter how bad it is, it gets better. And I've been through some rough times, and so I'm sure everyone in here, and that's okay. But you can get through it no matter what it is. And, positive thinking, keeping a good attitude can help. It can't take everything away, but it can help. Things can be worse, but things can be better. Things will get better. Things will get worse. It's a roller coaster, ups and downs and all arounds. And so, I started a book series. I started a YouTube channel. I started a bunch of things from nothing, from scratch, with no education, with no guidance, with no help, with no anything. Trial and error, what worked, what didn't, people yelling at me, people helping, people giving constructive criticism. People think they're giving constructive criticism when they're just complaining. It's just laughable, But ultimately, at the end of the day, you have to do what makes yourself happy. If you're not a danger to yourself or others, hopefully you'll be doing something, quality in life. And it takes time. We all want it done yesterday, right? So I'm also, thinking of my next book series. I'm thinking about a bunch of things forward. And, it's always good to have a bunch of things in the notebook or ideas, because throw it up on the wall and see what sticks. Start this, start that on there too. I'm really getting into investing, and a little fun fact about me is that I wanted to open up a business. I wanted to open up a physical therapy clinic, and I'm glad I never did, because I probably would have went broke, or I probably would have been stressed and had an ulcer and had problems and other health problems that I already have. But what I see now is that you can invest in businesses that are doing the hard work for you, whether it be Target or Walmart or whatever you like, Starbucks or Microsoft or Apple or whatever. Just get behind things that you use, McDonald's, whatever it is, Verizon, AT&T, IBM, whatever you're there, and, construct something that you can invest time and money in, because, they always say money can't buy happiness. Well, it sure helps. And if you're on this device right now, if you are on your phone or a computer, it costs money to have that. Have internet, have a computer, have a phone, have Wi-Fi. It costs money at some point. So you have to have some sort of that. Now, it shouldn't control your life. I do believe in everything in moderation. But moderation is a matter of perspective too. Like, there's been times where I was all in and working out and fitness, and it kind of ruined my body a little bit. And then I went into investing and started trying to invest so much of my money. But then I have to let me tone it down a little bit, because what if I have to buy something or have problems with the roof or the business or something like that too, And So you have to be able to have money put aside for when stuff pops up. A rainy day fund. I live in Florida, so we have to deal with hurricanes and wind damage and stuff like that. My screen got damage of my pool lanai. That definitely had to be repaired. And then stuff with it helps, But take care of everything. Take care of yourself, mind, body, and soul. And find stuff that works for you. And it's just something that, and everyone's so different. The Walking Dead universe is the things that bind us, right? I know that it's a good thing to think about the future, and I don't think there's ever going to be a zombie apocalypse and the world's going to break down and everything's going to happen like that. But you never know. But I doubt it. But it's one of those things where have fun, prepare for the future, but don't fixate on the future. If you're living in the future or the past, you're going to miss the present. And I think it was somebody in here that said the quote, I guess, or the saying, that yesterday is history, tomorrow's a mystery. And I love that quote, and I love that line. Because it's true. Because, tomorrow is open. It could be good or bad, right? You go to work, you go to school, you stay home, you have the day off, I don't know, whatever. You can play the lottery and hit the lottery or donate to the cause of the lottery because you didn't win. You can have a regular normal Monday or a good day or a bad day, or you wake up, your car starts or it won't start, or you're in traffic or you're not in traffic, or it's an easy day or it's good weather, it's whatever. But all those factors make it good to be alive and a fun thing. Because if it was all the same, if it was always good or always bad, what good is that? But at the end of the day is find moments of happiness and pleasure. Find light in the darkness, like somebody wrote in the chat, and that's good. It's definitely something that we have to be happy with it. And, The Walking Dead is escapism. Books, shows, movies are escapism. We read or watch or listen to escape our reality here, right? I remember the infancy of the internet, where we didn't have the internet. We had real life. We had phones to make calls, to see your friends, to go to the mall, to go bowling, to go to the movies, to watch TV, or go to the beach, or go on roller coaster ride, whatever. And now the internet is so high speed and you're always connected. When you were younger, well, I don't know how young everyone is here, but when I was younger, there was dial-up internet. And I would escape the real life, regular world here to go in the virtual world and talk to my friends online or talk to people online or, whatever. And then now we're connected so much that we have to escape the internet and go into the real world. Go to theme parks or go to the park or go exercise and go and get away from it. And I totally believe that is kind of the case there too. So we'll have to see where the world ends up in 5, 10, 15 years. And we'll have to see how it is. Hopefully it gets better, but only time will tell. Carol Lott, Q&A, would you say the Walking Dead universe has affected how you live your life or decision-making process? No, I don't think The Walking Dead has made me a better person or a worser person. I just think the whole process of this right here, The Walking Dead universe is a show. It's fictional. I don't have to appreciate life because Daryl Dixon has it really tough in a fictional universe. I don't really think about that. Or Rick Grimes, man, he's had it tough. He's lost his family, so I should really appreciate life. No, it's escapism. It's not real. But this whole process, right, of starting a YouTube channel, writing a book series, being part of this community, being part of this universe, being part of all this with you guys has changed me, because it's a great thing to see the world as a part of a community, to be part of life, to be part of something bigger than me, bigger than myself. And sometimes, it's a fictional thing, but some people do that with a cause like the environment or whatever, and that's good. And I think that's a great thing to get behind, whether it's religion or sports or whatever it is. You find something, a common ground that it's there, like Lindsay says, it helped me meet some really awesome people. And that's great. And that's ultimately one of the reasons why I wanted to do this, is to meet people. When The Walking Dead was in its heyday, and I was at the Walker Stalker conventions, and I would meet fans, and I would meet people, and I would meet other fans, whether they were a fan of me or the channel or just The Walking Dead. That was some of the coolest thing, because they could be from all over the place. They could be from Kentucky or Tennessee or wherever, and we got to meet them because of this commonality. You know, like, it was really cool. I remember going to my first Walker Stalker convention was in Orlando that I went to, and finding out about the other conventions, like Atlanta is the one to go to, and this is it, and they film in Georgia and all these things, and then going on the tours, Atlanta movie tours, and meeting this, and then meeting some of the cosplayers and meeting some of the different people, and then meeting people that have been part of the channel, and then writing the book series and writing things like that was the catalyst, right? That changed my life. So I wouldn't say the Walking Dead universe has done that or decision making, but it's affected me in a positive way, because I've been able to reach people and talk to people in there too. Like, you know, as a therapist, as a person that wants people to get better, I only see so many patients a day, a week, a quarter, a year. It's just like I can only see so many. Here, I can reach so many more people because I can reach the world on YouTube, right? And that's one of the things that's most powerful, is that you have a voice, you have an opinion, you have words that can reach others. And a lot of people do it for negative reasons, for bad reasons, right? How many people complain about this guy or this girl or this thing or that, whatever? Like, it's just craziness, right? The bulk of the people just complain online. And it can be so much more. And the people like motivational speakers or military people that show you how to do things, or to change your mindset, or do this, or how to have a different view on life. That's game-changing stuff, right? And that's great. And sometimes people need that. And we go through life ups and downs and all arounds, and sometimes they're easier, sometimes they're worse, sometimes life just sucks. Sometimes we had a bad stretch there. And for a while there, I had a bad stretch in my 30s. But now I'm in my 40s. I'm still here. I'm happy to be here. I take every day as stride. Like, I can complain about next week, how my schedule is going to be so busy, and I'm going to do this, and I got to do this, and hopefully we can get stuff done, and hopefully people finish the paperwork and do all that too. But there's nothing we can do. There's nothing I can do about it until we're in it. We can plan, help, get some sort of prevention of things, troubleshoot before it causes a problem. But if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Keep working hard. Keep thinking about it too. And just the other thing too, as I want to say, is like, it's easy to say and hard to do. And if you have a family member or a spouse or a loved one or a brother, sister, coworker, somebody there too, and you feel like they don't know how much they mean to you, then tell them. But don't do it in a weird way. Don't make it weird or creepy, right? Just do it in a way like, man, I was thinking about it. I could not do this job without you. I could not do this without the help day in and day out, or just to have, the camaraderie of work or like that too. Or like, man, I could not be the person I am today without the help of my friends or my family or whoever, It's just like, it's a nice thing to feel appreciated and loved and cared for on there too. And it could be as simple as a text message, And I've wrote it in my book series, like my views and my opinions of life and people. And I've had friends that make it difficult to get a hold of, and it shouldn't be as difficult. Of course, we all have life and we all have problems and we all have things going on. And in the story, it's a zombie apocalypse, a fight for us. But you can always reach out. Now you have your phone, right? You might be on your phone right now. But it's just one of those things where it's kind of cool to be like, drop a line or a text to a friend or put in a group chat or something and be like, hopefully you guys can see each other. Because I was thinking about it too, is like, all my friends are back in New Jersey. is everyone's back in New Jersey or Pennsylvania or back home there where I grew up, and I don't really see them at all. And it's okay. Part of me, I'm okay with that because I don't need to get caught into the same BS from high school friends. And I think I would, going to bars and getting caught up in drama. That's all just nonsense. And it's just, I'm away from all that stuff. And when I see my friends, we pick up where we left off, and it feels like high school, and it feels like because I've known some of these kids, my friends, since elementary school, middle school, 6th grade, 9th grade, whatever. It's like a bunch of different grades. I've seen a bunch of friends like that. And it's cool. But it's also like sometimes you grow up. You grow older. You outlive things. And for example, right? So here's like a thing how they do in TV shows. Like we'll use Dead City, for example. So clearly the main people are Maggie and Negan. And it was Herschel. And they added the Croat, the Dama, the tribe, the people there too, all these characters. And basically, a majority of all those characters were killed off. Same thing in The Ones Who Live. They served their purpose for the main characters, right? And, I know what I wanted to do. Hold on for a second. I got a message on Facebook that I wanted to make sure that since this is going to be my last chat for a little bit, someone sent me a message, and they asked me to give a shout out to him and his dog, and it's an older message, and let me see, Jason. And I said I'd give him a shout out too. So Jason, he wrote to me, hey man, I love your Walking Dead videos, watch them daily, and not trying to make things feel dramatic, but my dog is going to pass away soon due to cancer. Not handling it very well. If you can give him Charlie a shout out on your next video, it would really help me. Let me know, blah, blah, blah. So this was a while ago, and I just saw it because I don't really check too much of the Facebook on the PT channel page, but it was 2018. So man, I feel bad because I saw it and then I got a thing, and then he wrote on April 23rd, so like 5 days ago. Not sure if you remember the message above, but I have it saved and look back at it every now and then. Probably sounds small or stupid, but I really appreciate it. Just wanted to say thank you again. So Jason, hopefully Charlie was okay if he passed away, but I just want to give a shout out because you asked me to, and like I said, it's a little thing, but it's the least I could do, and it's one of those things that little things you don't know mean a lot to people, just like everyone in here that just being here this Sunday and every Sunday, just being part of it. And little things go a long way. Just give a shout out or a hello or reaching out. And you never know how it's going to impact somebody. But it's never a bad thing to be kind or nice or hold the door for somebody or say thank you when they hold the door for you or whatever on there too, And we're losing that as a society, not as a whole, because people still do it. And I make sure I do it. And I make sure people know that I appreciate what they've done for me, even if it's a small thing. They let you in traffic, you give them a wave, you hold the door, say thank you. You hold the door, they say thank you, you say no problem, or you're welcome. Just little things like that, common courtesy, and I think we're losing that too. So it's just cool, like to reach people and to be a part of that too. So like I said in the chat, I don't know if Jason is in here or he's gonna watch it, but as I said, I'd give you and Charlie a shout out in my next live stream this Sunday, and that's what today is. So a big shout out to Jason and his dog Charlie. I know how bad it is to lose a pet, and it's a shame because it happens. Some of you guys know that we had to put my wife's cat down, Callie, in 2019 But then we got Otis months later, and it was a shame. It was the hardest thing I ever had to deal with, and it was the right decision because she wasn't eating, and she probably had a stroke, and she wasn't drinking water, and it was just her time. And it was the humane thing to do. But it was tough, you know. Carol says, the book series is fictional too, but give little insights to who you are as a person. Am I off on that? Decision making and how living everyday life and interacting with loved ones. No, yeah, I mean, you're not off. I don't know else how to write, especially the story, than to make it, I don't know, me or my views. And some of my views are in each character. Some of my views are in Ryan's character, obviously. But I just try to be open and honest and things that, I don't know, are me. You know, like to be real. And that's how I am in real life, you know. As a physical therapist, I'm just real. Like when I see stuff and work on it, we get better. And I try to work on things. I tell people when they come in the door, you know, it's my job now to get you better. I don't know how we can get people all the way better or not, but we're a team. We're going to work together on that too. And it's just being real and authentic. And if you are that, people see that. They feel that. Some people might not, but I don't know. I don't know how else to be. You know, it's already hard enough to be myself. I wouldn't know how to be anybody else. I'm not trying to be more than one person, you know. And some people can. Some people do. But, you know, I value people, and, you know, it's fictional. Like Carol said, my book series is fictional. But I have a little shout out to my dad, who's still alive, by the way. He's not, you know, passed away. So when he reads my books, there's little things in there that he reads, and hopefully he brings a smile to his face or a tear to his eye. And hopefully you see that as, like, yes, the main character is Ryan, but it could be Carol or Lindsay or Rob or James or anybody. Like it could be Christine, Jeannie. It could be like that. But the character is talking to his father or talking to, you know, his mother-in-law or whoever, you know, in the series. And hopefully you see some similarities to like your life and your family life and your in-laws and whatever too, and how they're funny and how they're crazy and how they're kooky and everything. But at the end of the day, you know, like, what do we have? Like I said, it always feels good to feel appreciated. Like yourself and your family and everything too. And there's little things in there that are about my friends. About this, you know? And like, I don't know. I don't know how else to be. Like some of those things like really happened like in this story. And it's, you know, some things are fictional. Like some of the characters are a multitude of many characters' personalities. Like they're not all exactly who they are, but it just fits, you know, who they are. And again, in this fictional universe. James asks, what's my favorite book I ever made? I don't know. Like, out of the 20 books of Fight for Us and then the 3 for In 100 Days, that's hard to say. But I really enjoy The Island. That's one of my favorite books. Because it comes together. Like there's like a lot of build-up and characters coming together for a common goal and purpose. And it's just like a lot of stuff happens and you see stuff and there's some action. And like it's just, so the Island is my favorite book. And, you know, I think that's just what comes to my head. What sticks to me is that book. But it's hard to say. There's all these little moments in each book that I kind of sticks with me too. So yeah, like Lindsay or like Jeannie says, a good bit of who you are as a person leaks into your writing or music or whatever. Yeah, like I think like who you are deep down is going to come out in every way, shape, or form. Like whatever you do, right? So, like, if you are going to find a job that improves your just everyday life or just maximizes your positive attributes and your good things and minimizes your weaknesses, maximizes your strengths and minimizes your weaknesses. That's the job for you. You'll enjoy life. You'll enjoy going. Because, like, if you think about it, I work 40 hours a week, Monday through Friday. And that's a long time. It would suck to go to work and feel like, oh, I'm here today again. And then you get out of your car and go inside and deal with that. And then work there for 8 hours and then leave. And then come home and hopefully have a little happiness and then have to go to bed and wake up and go back to work. And, oh, I'm back again, you know. Like, yeah, of course, there's some days where I don't want to be at work. But then there's some days where I'm like, I like my job. I love my job. And there may be both. I might wake up and not want to be there, and then I enjoy it right away. Or I don't want to be there. It's a little rough. I enjoy it. Gets a little rough. Enjoy it. And that's up and down. And that's okay. But at the end of the day is your job is part of you. And so you want to have fun with it. And that's why it's awesome if you can do something you love. Like if I was a professional writer and I got paid a bunch of money to write my stories, that would be amazing. But that's just not feasible for me. You know, it's pretty amazing for Robert Kirkman to have all the success that he's had with The Walking Dead, Invincible, and everything else he's been a part of. That succeeded. I'm sure he's had a bunch of failures too. But everybody thinks like, oh, wow, blah, blah. But a lot of people have a lot of failures too. You know, overnight success takes plenty of years that isn't overnight. And so if you're working hard day in and day out, keep grinding. Keep doing what you got to do. And you'll be all right. You really will. But the payoff isn't right away. And sometimes when the payoff takes longer than you want it to, you give up. And I wouldn't give up fully. Take a break. Don't throw away your typewriter or laptop or, microphone or whatever because you're fed up. Or unless you're totally over it, then kind of move on from it. But listen, the other thing too is listening to your gut. There's a reason that we have a gut instinct from our gut, our stomach. They say our stomach is like our second brain because it's very innervated, has a big connection with our actual brain, and it tells us things. Right? So Christy says, I have always loved photography. I've always loved babies too. Now I'm a newborn photographer at our local hospital. It's awesome. There you go. See, that's great. So you're tying two things, your love for photography and a job that puts it in perspective where you enjoy it every day. And that's awesome. And a lot of times it's tough to do what you want to have in life. Like that's why I would think acting is great, especially if you find a role that's exciting. But it's hard to be an actor. It's hard to have success in life. It's hard to do all those things. And especially, now there's got to be a lot of if you think about it, how many streaming services, how many shows, how many movies, how much production is going involved in all this stuff that if it's hard to get a job, then it's probably not the job for you is to get an acting gig because there's a lot of gigs out there. But if you wanted to do something, whatever it is, draw, paint, dance, sculpt, sing, whatever, play an instrument, start it. You can do it. Start something. Start it today or tomorrow or look into how to do it. If you have to raise money, start putting money away that you can afford. Start things that you can do little by little. Maybe catch a sale or a deal or something, yard sale or something, and you find something and that helps you fill the gaps, whatever it is, Phantom Deluxe, hey. And, I wouldn't have done these things if I didn't have love for the Walking Dead universe. And, I've been doing this for many years now. And I remember asking people if they read books. Like, do you read books? And across the board, people were like, yes. And people like paperback, some like digital, some like audio. And I was like, okay, I'm going to write a book. But I really was like, I want to write a book series. But it starts with a book, You can't go write an album or make an album, you got to make a song first before you make a whole album. You can't have a whole routine. You got to have some moves first. You got to do that stuff. You got to write some things. Start little by little by little by little by little. I always like to think about it as like interest in a bank. At first, it's pennies. But over time, it adds up. And then if you're like, wow, this isn't good, then I have to start investing. But I don't know what the future holds for the Walking Dead universe. But I don't think they want to end it. Like, I don't know, because I've always thought the Daryl Dixon show was going to be 3 seasons. I thought it was going to be the Daryl and Carol show. And I believe somewhere they signed on for 3 seasons. So Daryl and Carol have been in 1 season. They filmed the 2nd season. And the word is they're going to film a 3rd season too, starting in June. So that would be the 3 seasons. The Ones Who Live feels and looks like it's done. Dead City, I don't know what the plan is for that. But if that's the only show on television, I don't know how successful the Walking Dead universe is going to remain. Because of all the streaming services, you have to have stuff that is specific to that streaming service. Right? Look at all the shows that are just for Netflix or Hulu or Disney or Amazon or, Apple or, whatever. Paramount Plus, all these things. There's a lot of things there too. And what is going to be the AMC Plus show that draws people to have the service? I don't know of any other show that's really drawing in people there. Like if you want to watch stuff that's on HBO Max, you got to watch Max. If you want to watch stuff that's on Netflix, you got to have Netflix. So if you can have the stuff there, then you're good. But what's the future for these shows? Like AMC has the rights to The Walking Dead. Without The Walking Dead, I don't know what's going to be the future of it. Like why would you have AMC Plus? Some people didn't even have AMC Plus for The Ones Who Live. I don't know what the future of that holds. Like, at least with these other things, you're getting stuff connected now, too. Like, Amazon has products and shipping and that. Plus, now, movies, shows, Thursday Night Football. Disney Plus has a bunch of stuff, all the Disney catalog, obviously. Hulu has the regular television stuff that comes on there. But what is this show that's going to be there, too? Because before, they had their segue with it on AMC. They had their Breaking Bad. They had their Mad Men. They had their Better Call Saul, The Walking Dead. What's next? They tried other shows. They've done other things, and they tried stuff. But I just don't know what's it going to be. I haven't seen Parish, but we'll have to see if that is worth watching or not. Like, I know they had the Preacher and all this other stuff. Like, they've had stuff. And so they can come out with stuff. But I don't know what it is, and that's okay. But for us on the channel, we're going to be taking a break from live streams. And so once we find out when the Daryl Dixon show is coming back, which my guess is going to be June or July, we're going to have the trailer breakdown. We'll have some other videos. We'll make some other videos too. Just some stuff I want to make, because I bought some different Monster sugar-free drinks. And it's like a 3-pack of different cans. And I want to see what people... I'm going to try them myself, obviously. But what your favorite energy drink is if you drink that stuff. Because I've drank energy drinks in the past, especially when I was in physical therapy school. And, now I know more about them. And I know more about the ingredient maltodextrin. And I stay away from that. I don't want to have maltodextrin in my supplements, in my protein bars, in my protein powder, in my energy drinks, in my anything like that. It's just like doesn't make sense too. So, but I was always interested to see, what you guys, because I always like opinions, right? Like I'm not here to dictate stuff, and because some of the best shows and stuff that I've watched were recommended by you guys. Some of the things to try were recommendations, things there, And so it's always good to have people you trust. Like I had a friend, I said this before in the streams, but it was definitely something that I wouldn't trust his opinion because he would say every movie was good. And I saw some of the movies with him, and the movies weren't good that we saw, but he was saying it was good. Or he would say the cinematography was good, blah, blah, blah. I was like, what are you talking about? You're just looking for something good to say about it. And if a movie sucks, I'll say it sucks. If a show sucks, then I'll say it is. I'm not going to be the person that's going to be like, yeah, it's good when it's not, Like so many people have an opinion one way or the other. And it's different for me too, There's different things that we view things in life. Shows are good for different people. Like some people loved Daryl Dixon, Dead City. They loved those shows. Some didn't really like them as much. That's okay. Well, at the end of the day, hopefully you've watched it and supported it to see what happens. Like if the Daryl Dixon show does not have connections with the CRM, with the World Beyond, post-credit scene, with anything to do with stuff of the Walking Dead universe, it doesn't make sense to me. Like, what are we doing this for? If Dead City is just Negan, Maggie, Croat, Dama, Armstrong, New Babylon Marshals, all that stuff has no things of anything to do with other stuff of the Walking Dead universe, it's just waste of time. Like right now, we're at the point where I want connections, callbacks, things that make sense, characters that are coming around again for the story to make sense. It's just, we'll see what happens with it. But I'm going to check it out. I'm going to watch it. But I like the Daryl Dixon show, season 1. I like Dead City, season 1. I want to see where it's going to go. Some people I know didn't care for it, and that's okay. But will they still watch it? Maybe. I don't know. But I know I will. And I want to talk about that too. But I'm excited for House of the Dragon. I'm excited. I don't even know what else is coming out that I'm excited for, because it's something that I just don't know too much besides Wolverine and Deadpool, or Deadpool and Wolverine. I don't know what's going to happen with movies later this year, but there's a bunch of other shows and stuff that are coming out that I probably don't even know about or haven't thought about yet, because House of the Dragon summer from season 3 hopefully comes out fall, and it's something that there's going to be stuff in between. There's going to be different shows and other movies for sure too. So ultimately we'll get there, and it's April 28th, 2024. Next Saturday is Kentucky Derby, and then we'll be in May, and then schools are going to be graduating. Things are going to be, happening for people, whether the semester's over or they're graduating from college or grad school or whatever, and then you move on with your life. But ultimately, we're going to be here to motivate, inspire, educate, inform, have some fun, whatever. It's just something that we can hopefully have a good time with everybody. And I appreciate you guys. I've said it time and time again, but I appreciate everybody here being involved with the channel, whether it's on the streams or our videos or commenting or not. There's probably a lot of people out there that watch the videos that don't comment. And there's some people that watch a video once and comment all the time, and it's okay. And that's what makes YouTube specific for everybody too. So, yeah. So Chrissy says, Doc, I love Daryl, but I agree with you about time. So I love, same thing. I love Daryl too. And I think Norman Reedus was one of, not the best, or maybe the best for some people, one of the best additions to the show. Having Daryl Dixon really helped the show. Imagine if he wasn't there. I've said this before. If Daryl Dixon isn't there, or they kill him off in the first season like they wanted to, there would be no spinoffs. There would be no, Rick and Daryl. There'd be nothing. There'd be none of these things. It's one of those things that it just changed it in a way that we're lucky that it happened. Imagine if there was no Daryl and they killed Carol off in season 3, and just they did all these missteps with firing Frank Darabont and having different showrunners, and they had the first 3 seasons are kind of like a hodgepodge of stuff. And the first season's good. It's only 6 episodes. It's not nearly long enough. The second season, you fire your showrunner in the middle of it. You kill off a character that wanted to be off and then wanted to go. And then they had to kill him off anyway with Dale. And then in season 3, you have potentially Carol being killed off, but they changed that for T-Dog. And they kill off Andrea, which sets things in the dynamic of that. Bring around Michonne, and it's crazy. And then season 4 with where they're going with that, and then they kill off Herschel, and Herschel stayed alive. And so they made some big adjustments because Herschel was probably going to die at the farm, but they killed Dale off instead. So then stuff changed, and so you had to have the moral compass character of Dale or Herschel. Then went to Morgan. So you're kind of throwing it around a little bit, and stuff worked, and maybe we were invested in it heavily, and that it made sense or it didn't make sense. But at the end of the day, the first 6 seasons of The Walking Dead are huge, are great, game-changing television. And television was, I think the tides have turned now. Before, movies were where the good writers went. And now I think TV is where the good writers are going. Because you can develop, imagine if you have 6 episodes, 8 episodes, 10 episodes, multiple seasons, multiple things going on to develop a character, to develop things there too. It's not an hour and a half, 2 hours, maybe 3 hours of a movie. Instead, you're going to get, 8 half-hour episodes, 10 half-hour episodes, whatever, 43 minutes, an hour an episode, 43, whatever. So it's really cool. And it's cool because the Marvel Cinematic Universe changed things, The Walking Dead changed things, and now you see it spilling over into like shows like Fallout and stuff that probably wouldn't have ever been made before. And now they're giving the option and the ability to try. And some of the shows are great. Like Fallout is really good. Reacher is really good. Different other things are out there. I have not seen it, but they say Shogun is good. And I have not seen it, so I can't weigh in. But there's different stuff that's out there. And I like to have time with the characters. And some movies are rushed. Some things are rushed. Some things feel like they're going good and then they rush or they just end abruptly, and that's really annoying when a show you invested time, energy, and effort into just goes away. Oh, that's how it ended. And that's okay. It's part of life. And it's just a show, it's just escapism. And I know somewhere somebody is going to be checking out the Walking Dead universe for like the 20th time. And that's okay, and that's cool. I personally will not be watching that again. I will not be watching different things. Maybe down the road I'll watch certain episodes, just like The Sopranos and different things there too. But again, The Walking Dead went on for a long time. It's still going technically, but it went on for a long time. To have a show that's 11 seasons, when some of the best shows of all times are like 5 or 6 seasons. That's a telling thing. If The Walking Dead ended in the 6th season before Negan shows up, they battle, they fight for Alexandria, the walkers, this happens, boom, boom, boom. They have to rebuild it, and that's it, and they do, and that's the end of the story. No Negan, no whispers, no nothing, no CRM, no nonsense. It's probably one of the best shows. But if you ever watch or read the ratings of shows or where they put things, pretty much all the time, the main shows are the top 10 shows of the top 10 shows. And I remember reading like a thing on Rolling Stone or something in there too, that The Walking Dead is like not top 10 or even top 25 for a lot of people. And is it because of seasons 7 and 8? Because it went too long? I mean, there is a certain amount of time and a certain amount of level that you need to kind of run its course. But if things go for too long, It's like, what are we doing? Just wrap it up. End it already. If it's too short, you're like, whew, that was it? What happened? There's so much left on the table. You got to have that fine line. It's really tough to end things like that. It's really difficult to end things in a great way. I mean, look at The Sopranos ending. That's arguably one of the still debated endings. Some of the best shows, like Seinfeld, terrible ending. Some shows that were great had terrible endings. But that's okay. That's part of life. That's how it goes too. So, all right, guys, that's my time. I'll be back when I'm back. I'll let you guys know in the chat, in the comments, in the everything. I'll post something that says I'll do a live stream this Sunday, probably when we get closer to the Daryl Dixon show. So I'm not going to probably be back in May, maybe June, but I'll let you guys know. So my final words are, remember to like, share, and subscribe. No, I'm just kidding. Remember, guys, with hard work, dedication, belief, and sacrifice, you can truly achieve your goals, no matter what they are. Continue to work hard. You can do it with belief, sacrifice, and just working hard. Keep doing it. Don't give up on your dreams and hopes and aspirations. So maybe when I'm back, you guys will have some news about some stuff you were working on or I was working on, or maybe I'll have some of my next book series out and about or something, or some information about that. But enjoy your time. I'll be back when I'm back, and hopefully we'll be talking about the Daryl Dixon Season 2, The Book of Carol. And remember, guys, I love you. I'll be back later this year.